Welcome to the RantNRave Car Show. Grand blessings. This your boy Bird Bizzle. Yes, sir, you tuned in to things that affect everyday people, but yet nobody wants to stand on the truth. That's what I'm here for. So today, my subject is discipline. I know some of y'all gonna be late. This ain't no everybody airways, but it's here. Share this. Yes, sir, we're gonna talk some discipline, some a lot of parents have gave up on. A lot of you grown folks don't know what it is no more. Kind of like common sense. Very few still use it, put it to use. Woo, boy, where do I start? First of all, I'm going to start out by sending my condolences to them 3 young men that lost their life for doing something that God forbid, they were doing at that time. But I want to ask, do you parents check phones anymore? Do y'all go and meet the parents of the friends or the associates your kids are kicking it with? Do y'all believe in belts and switches? Like, no, not the switch of a gun, the natural born switches, natural raised out the ground switches that come off the tree. Yeah, that old tree branch you got your butt with. Yeah. Shout out to my Gen X and millennial babies who know what that means. Do y'all actually sit down and Bible study at times with your kids? And I just gotta ask, if your kid is out doing something wrong and he get hurt while doing wrong, should the parent be held responsible? Or should the person he was trying to victimize be held responsible? Or she was trying to victimize? Because these young ladies that do treacherous things too, set up people, armed robberies, scams. I'm just asking. So don't nobody hold me to it. I'm just asking. If it's 4 in the morning and you sleep and 3 masked people break into your house, are you going to be questioning the age? Or are you going to be ready to defend yourself? I'm just asking. I think a lot of parents have lost the meaning of discipline, self-discipline included. But I see a lot of y'all start letting y'all children run wild at 2 and 3. And that's when they start to learn. By 16, it ain't no control over them. But you mad because somebody got held of them. We can't do that. Good afternoon. Grand blessings to you all whoever is watching, whoever will watch, and whoever will listen to this. But I think to say for the most part, due to the lack of discipline, it's the reason we have so much wickedness. Back then, you got your butt whooped, and you had to get outside and do some work, maybe be on punishment for a couple of months. Like, there's a lot of techniques they used back in the day. I guess we forgot about it, huh? And how is it? Some of y'all, I understand you work third shift or you're too tired, but how is it no one is overseeing these young people to make sure that this type of thing doesn't happen? Y'all, don't understand what discipline is meant for. I remember one of my loved ones was, what a little Boski, he was into the streets, But I told that parent of him, hey, let him go to juvenile, he'll learn. Well, that parent told me to wait till I get my own child here and that, But if it takes a community to raise a village, why are y'all cutting people off that's trying to help y'all? Like, you want us to give you some money, but you don't want us to give you guidance. See what I'm saying? Guidance is part of learning discipline. Don't the Bible teach y'all about discipline? A lot of these people feel entitled and run wild because they ain't had no discipline. Why is it y'all gotta wait till y'all kids go to jail or something bad happen to them to think about the subject that I'm speaking of? Maybe if I would have whooped his butt, maybe if I would have learned who he was hanging with, maybe if I would have knew that. You got the opportunity now, you don't do it. You got 4-year-olds teaching themselves about sexuality. You got all types of cultures who think this street life is cool. Take it from a guy that had discipline, man, that still chose the street life. Great mom, you know what I'm talking about? Great family members that upheld me. But at the same time, that devil will get you too. Y'all not on these kids' butt. Y'all not in no parent-teacher conference. Y'all not after school. Y'all not trying to work with the teachers. Y'all not trying to help the coaches. But then something happened to them, y'all mad. No, you had that child. You supposed to discipline that child. You supposed to make sure that child is taken care of in all shape, form, and fashion. A lot of y'all want to kick the dad out. Or the dad want to kick the mom out. Even if that happens, you still got to understand it takes two to raise a child. Some of y'all will go talk down on one side to make yourself look good, to make the other parent look bad, and now his mental is thrown off. Because they don't think mom love him like she's supposed to, or dad don't love him like he's supposed to. But at the same time, y'all are taking away from these young people, and then y'all wondering why so much bad stuff is happening. Hey man, my brother, it does take two to raise a village. When mom was at work, grandma watched it. Granddaddy was out there with you. You had uncles. Now, uncle touch him. Y'all ready to kill the uncle for trying to teach the boy the right stuff, or the girl the right stuff. Y'all ready to whoop the auntie. For what? Putting a belt on their back? They need it. If your child, 11, 12 years old, 13, 14, anybody under the age of 18, any child under the age of 18 that's allowed to raise themselves, parents need their butt whooped. Y'all let the government dictate how y'all raise y'all child. I don't get that. They already use the food stamps against us. And this ain't just for no black and white, because there's plenty of people on food stamps. They use that against you. Move the man out the house. Man gotta raise a man just like a woman gotta raise a woman, but the way this wicked world is, ain't nobody got common sense to know if they a woman or a man, going or coming. Now if I'm lying, somebody tell me I'm lying. See, back then, coming up, a lot of stuff we did was survival. It was for survival. You had to click with the homies. You see what I'm saying? We had to come up together. We had loyalty, respect, understanding in the hood. You know what I'm talking about? Now, you just like, nobody got no common sense whatsoever. If you went down the street and did something, your mama or your daddy knew before you got home. Now they turning the blind eye on you. You go get hit by a car, they don't know who you is. But the police show up, they snitching on everybody. True story, man. Young man, I used to stay across the street when I was in Memphis at the time. Boy, I had just finished building the pool. You know what I'm talking about? It's about 14 kids out the neighborhood with no guidance when they jumped in that main pool. Now, he would have been wrong. He came out there and knocked their noodles off. He got 2 daughters at the house. But I'm saying, like, if you would have had guidance, they would have been taught with discipline. They would have knew right from wrong. It's just the fact they didn't care. Because one thing gonna happen to them. They weren't gonna get caught. That's what we're going through now. Mother, let me ask you both. I got both of my boskers. What's cracking, homie? Love, cuz, you hear me? But what bringing back landlines gonna do for kids? If half of these kids already got iPhone 17s already, iPhone 20s, half of these kids know how to use their mama credit card. You know what I'm talking about? It ain't gonna do nothing for them. Well, it ain't gonna do nothing because these parents lack the basic knowledge of what it's supposed to do. Parents lack the basic knowledge of, you know, whoop that kid now. Y'all sitting there laughing while that little boy calling y'all out y'all name. Y'all sitting there laughing while the little girl in here shaking her tail in front of you. Y'all thinking it's funny. And then she 14 and pregnant. He's 16 facing life behind bars. It ain't all funny game no more. But you could have stopped it up front. When they were walking and talking, you should have been teaching them a whole different strategy of life. But you know me, man. I just come to RantNRave, man, to tell the truth. Like I said, understand, you know, we got to pay the bill, you know. Or some of them ain't even trying to pay the bill. They'll rather go out clubbing with their kid. Some of them sharing their kid's boyfriend with them. Yeah. So they don't care what happened to their kid. But then when something happened, y'all want to blame the person that did it to them. No, you should have blamed yourself for not putting your foot on your kid's butt at a young age. I watched one reel. Little boy smacked the teacher. I'm talking about, man, you heard it like a butt clap. Bow! Boy, sounded off, but ain't no way we would have got away with that in our time of day. First of all, you would have got your butt whooped by that teacher. Then your mama came up there, she would have marched on to the principal's office. Yeah, but we ain't got no discipline. Because as soon as the teacher is trying to correct the kid, the parents get mad at the teacher. If you didn't correct them at home, what you think was going to happen? You think these kids ain't finna be able to walk around and do what they want and no consequences gonna follow? Y'all man said it best when a lady asked. She said, if a female hits you, what do you do? He said, neutralize. She said, so you mean to tell me you just hit a female He said, let me clarify something. He said, the Army don't clarify a threat. Doesn't say if it's male or female. You see what I'm saying? It don't classify a threat. So if you running up on somebody and they walking away and you hit them, well, you getting hit back. They trying to leave and you jerking up on them, and they got a right to defend themselves. But if you would have taught your kids at home, you wouldn't have been showing them all the wickedness you're living. They would have never learned about it. See what I'm saying? We already on a planet where wickedness is so-called king. Everybody believe a lie. Lie so easy to believe. You tell them the truth, you sound crazy. Or you don't fit in. Or you exile. You know what I'm talking about? Threatening to lock you up for speaking out.